morning everyone, and welcome to Let's Shop Cake Live with me, Tracy Mann. Good morning if you're joining us from YouTube this morning. We are doing our first live stream from YouTube today and also from our Facebook page, Let's Shop Cake Live. So if you've not watched us before, we are a cake shopping channel and we're here to show you all of our products, including all of our classes, and give you lots of ideas and inspiration for you to be able to do some amazing cake decorating. So my name is Tracy Mann from Tracy Mann Cakes. Let's Shop Cake Live is my cake shopping channel, and you can see the address below on the screen at the moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to run through our usual Saturday morning couple of hours and show you all lots and lots of bits and pieces that we have got to show you, including a huge selection of Jubilee things because I'm slightly obsessed with it at the moment, and we're going to run through all of those bits and pieces. Do get involved if you want to make comments, if you want to join in. Do go to the Facebook page, letsshopcakelive.co.uk for the website. Facebook is facebook.com/groups/Let's Shop Cake Live, and you'll be able to find us on there. So if you want to join in with the chat while this is live, then please do go ahead and do that. I can see lots of you logging in already, so good morning to you all. I'm here all on my own. Kelly is not here. Kelly is off with her grandmother this morning, so it's all me on my own today. So if you do want to do any shopping today, then you have got the address that is on the screen at the moment, and if you go to that page, you're going to find all the bits and pieces that I've been showing you this morning. We also have a teaching school website which will come up later on, and you'll be able to see that coming up, and again you're very welcome to go over there and have a look as well, because we have a teaching school website and also we have a sales website as well, so lots and lots of things going on. Just seeing some of your names coming up, so good morning to you all. So we're going to start shortly. I've got my list. I have to have a list because otherwise I forget everything. It's an age thing. We're going to start with some classes in a second and see what we can sort out there in terms of what's going to be happening coming up with all our classes. So we have a huge teaching school. Let me put the teaching school address up on. There it is. So we have a huge teaching school that is online, which has been growing and growing and growing. So I'm really pleased. If you are a member already, thank you very much. If you'd like to join, please do so. So we started out with quite a large number of cake painting classes. In fact, I think I can safely say I've got the most number of cake painting online classes available anywhere. Now I'm adding rapidly to my sugarcraft classes because that is what I've been doing for most of my life, which is making cakes commercially. So now I'm recording all the information and putting it into my cake school. So if you would like to join the cake school, the address is up there at the moment, which is tracymannCakeschool.co.uk, and we use Let's Shop Cake Live to basically show you what's coming or what we're doing at the moment, and then we like to move on to products as well. So we like to then go through all our products that we've got coming out, all the things I've been busy painting and doing at the moment, particularly with regards to Jubilee of course, and show you all those bits and pieces as well. So that's the cake school address, and to say you're very welcome to pop over there and have a look. So we have classes that you can join as a standalone class, so if you just want to buy a class, you're very welcome to do that, or you can join as part of being a monthly member. Now monthly membership starts from £6.75 a month, and our top bracket is £12.50 a month, and that's our gold group, our gold membership. So that includes all of my classes, so that's absolutely everything, all the cake painting, all the chocolate paste, and all the things to come. And if you go to the site, you will see everything that's coming up, but I'm going to show you a couple anyway, because normally what we do on this program is we show you what's happening and then we show you what's to come, so that if you are thinking about joining the cake school and I'm going to tip you over the edge with a cake that you suddenly think might have a go at that, then you are very welcome to join the cake school. And it doesn't matter where you are in the world, these are available online, which is even better, isn't it? It's all step by step. There's masses and masses of people that watch this program and all the other lives that I do that are members already, and so we are a rapidly growing cake school now, which I'm really pleased about. So Jubilee mode has been the big thing. So I've got to point out my Jubilee cake. So for those of you that haven't seen it already, there it is. The Jubilee cake is now available. It has been available now for a couple of weeks. I know that there are some people that are having a go at this cake, and I'm thrilled to bits that they are. This is a snapshot from the video to show you what it looks like as it's being built. All the moulds that we're using for this particular project are now back in stock. So we did have them go out of stock. They are now all back in stock. So if anybody is wanting to attempt anything Jubilee, For this particular cake, it is listed on Let's Shop Cake Live. You'll see it's down there as a pack of 2 moulds to do this particular cake. For anybody who's buying into the moulds, we are going to be using them on our cake school for another big project. So that is going to be something else that's going to be coming up. So if you're buying something and think, well, I won't use this again because I'm just going to be basically doing the moulds and nothing else, you know, the crown and nothing else, we are going to be using them for another project that's going to be coming up on the cake school. So hopefully there will be lots of value for money, which is the most important thing we have to work on here, is making sure that what we buy we can use across the board on various bits and pieces, because we don't want to just buy something and use it once, do we? We want to be able to buy things and then use other things as well. I can't actually see who's talking to me at the moment. It just says Facebook user, which is very unhelpful. But whoever's just said to me, is Kelly here? The answer to that is no. She is not here. She's with her grandmother at the moment. So Kelly is not here today. I'm all on my own. I think normally when Kelly's here, you can hear her chirping away in the background. But no, she is not here. She hasn't fallen asleep or anything. So no, Kelly is not here today. So going back to the classes, then we've just had this one come out, which is a beginner's airbrushing class. We had this one brought out as part of Star Wars Day, which seems to be the latest thing, doesn't it? May the 4th. So this one is now available to the cake school. So this is on Sugarcraft, and it's also on Gold membership as well. So again, if you go to the cake school, you will find these classes on there. So you can either say, going back to the membership, you don't have to be a member for an entire year. You can be a member for a month, you can be a member for 2 months, you can be a member for 2 months, leave and come back again. So it's completely flexible. You can come and go as you please. So it's entirely up to you what it is that you want to do with it. But what we want to do is give you the best possible option that we can for all of our cake classes and keep you interested, because we have got a lot of classes coming up that are, I think, modern, relevant and different. Because one of the things that I do really work on with my school is that I want you to have classes that are not only challenging but also ones that you can go, oh yeah, I fancy doing that cake today, and it's not too difficult. So we are sorting out at the moment lots of basic level classes. So we have already got beginners airbrushing. There is a beginners royal icing cookie class coming on the 1st of June, which I'm going to show you this morning. So we're going to be working through that as well. We've also got things like the modelling one with Maisie that's coming out shortly, and I'm going to show you Maisie in a second. And then we're working on some more beginner level classes for Sugarcraft that again will give you the real basics that you need, and then you can go on and do the other things. Because some of the problems with lots of these fast, high-speed YouTube videos is they don't actually tell you what they're using or how they're making it or any of those things, and that information is crucial. I found that out myself. That's not something I'm making up. I started cake decorating when I was about 12 years old from books, because we didn't have YouTube yet. That's how old I am. And I then went to a class when I was about 25, so several years later, and I learned more on that class, and it changed the way I decorated my cakes for the rest of my life. So I'm hoping that by joining the cake school you will feel the same, and you will see different ways of doing things. But the key to this as well is not only producing amazing cakes, but also being able to do it at a fairly good speed so that you can actually sort of, you know, crack on and get these cakes going. That doesn't apply to the Jubilee cake. I just point that out because that's an advanced project. You're going to take a bit of time on that one. But things like Maisie, which is the dog cake, which I've got with me today. There's Maisie. So things like this, which are a very achievable birthday cake for somebody. I think they will absolutely love it. If you've got any dog fans out there, we're going to be able to show you how to make this dog on this cake. We're going to show you how to ice a square cake. So that's quite a basic idea, isn't it? Icing a square cake. And then some quite sort of different flowers on here as well. So lots and lots of different ideas. So we're going to give you some real challenges. We're going to give you things like painting a tiger. That's hard, but it's going to be a challenge, whereas Maisie is something that you can definitely all do with no problems at all. And we do try and grade these classes as well, so you know exactly what it is you're letting yourself in for. But also as well, if you are looking forward to doing some slightly different things, then we have the log cake as well. So that's very popular at the moment. And again, the school is trying to be filled with things that are relevant, and that's really, really important. So, and I think this cake, for example, is actually, I've done this about 4 times now for weddings in the last 2 years. So it's very popular at the moment. So again, it's something else that you can pick up and learn. And you don't necessarily have to do it as a 2-tier cake either. You can do 1 tier as a log, all sorts of different things. Lots of my students, my gold members particularly, are picking up all sorts of different ideas and placing them on different cakes, and that's key as well. So if you've learned how to do a bit of cake painting, and perhaps you then went on and did a bit of airbrushing, and then you put it all together on a cake, that is exactly what the end result should be, is that you learn from everything that I've taught you and create your own designs. And that's exactly what the whole point of this cake school is. So, and we are getting very good results, I have to say. The gold members have their own group, and they've been very busy putting on all the bits and pieces that they've been doing, and it's been amazing. So I'm really now interested to see on their progression as they go through and we start adding more classes, and also as well taking on board what they're interested in, what they're thinking about doing at the moment. So cake painting, perhaps royal icing, modelling, Jubilee crowns, painting. There's just so many different things to choose from. So I hope, as I say, if you haven't had a look at our cake school before, do go and have a look at it, because at the moment it's a nice low level of monthly membership, which means, and someone's just asked me about upgrading, I can see that. If you want to upgrade, just tell you about your membership now. If you want to upgrade your membership, so let's say you've started at Sugarcraft and you then want to upgrade to gold, you need to let your month run and then rejoin that way, and that's the easiest way to do it. And just go back in and finish that membership and then restart a new membership. So you would start on gold or silver or whatever it is that you want to change. It's the only and easiest way to do it if you want to change your membership. Or if you want to go the other way, you can do the same. You just finish your membership and then restart a new one. So that's how it works. So I hope you're tempted to join me, but if you have any questions about the cake school, then do please go to the website and have a look, because there's lots on there, and you can always message me as well. I'm more than happy to help you if you've got any questions. I'm just going to move Maisie out of the way because I don't want her getting damaged, so I'll put her down there. And what I want to do now is I want to show you the Royalised Cookie course. So we have got coming out on the 1st of June a Royalised Cookie course, which is for beginners, and it's based on flowers. Now these are my new cookie cutters as well that have just come out. However, you can apply the same principles of what I'm doing also to any other cookie cutters. So if you already have cookie cutters, that's fine, you can use those and just follow the same rules. Or if you don't, then the cookie cutters are available on letsshopcakelive.co.uk, and you will be able to find those on there. So let's have a little look at what we've got coming up with this. I've got a tray of various bits and pieces here today, so I'm just going to have a little move around so I can get things on here so we can have a little look. So we have got a new sunflower cookie cutter, which, to be perfectly honest, we nearly didn't have at one point, but we have now. So this is part of Royal Icing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some of the cookies that are from the Royal Icing class, and then we can have a little talk about the cookie cutters that are going to go with it. So these are all taught on the new Royal Icing beginners course. There we go. Nice little display there going on, isn't there? Okay, let me find some of the other ones. So I've got a little heart, little flowers. We're going to take that one out so you can see a different one there. So we've got a complete selection there of all sorts of different things that you can do. There's another little plaque there. So these are all on my new course. So there are 9 different flowers on this particular course. Let's put you up there and we can see all better. So there's 9 different flowers on the course. The course is available from the 1st of June. If you are a Gold or Sugarcraft member, you will automatically get that course in your bundle as soon as it comes live on the 1st of June. For the Gold members, they get it the day before. For anybody else who wants to join this class, this is Royal Icing. So this is how we do our flooding and piping. Then you will need to buy the class, which is £20 to buy. So if you do want to sign up for this class, then again, you can go to the website, thetracymanncakeschool.co.uk. If you want to buy the cutters, then you will need to go to letsshopcakelive.co.uk, because our school site only sells classes. and our product site only sells products, so you need to move across both websites if you want to join in for this particular class. So this is out 1st of June, nice time for having a nice flower one coming out. You can do lots and lots of different designs on here, so if you want to do a different colour lily you can, if you want to do a different colour background on here you can. We've got some different techniques here. We've got the wet on wet technique as well. We've got our new sunflower cookie cutter, which is here. There's a little tiny daisy one. This is the small version. This is the large version. We're having a problem getting this one at the moment. We're still waiting for this one to come in. Then we have got 2 new plaque designs. So we've got this one. There is actually another one of these as well, which is on the page and on the course. Little hearts. These are very sweet. I was looking at these the other day. How simple is that? The design is just simple and easy to do, but hugely effective when you put them all together as a group. And I did about 4 or 5 of these, and if you can imagine these at a wedding or a little party, they're kind of a little bit bite-sized. So I was quite pleased with those, I have to say, and I love the new sunflower cookie cutter, which again was proving to be a bit traumatic to get in, but we have actually now got stock of it, thank goodness. And anybody who has picked it up or ordered a sunflower cookie cutter has now got it. They've all been sent out, but they are available on my website. They are absolutely lovely, but this is the course, okay? So if you do want to join the course, you've either got to join as a Sugarcraft member, a gold member, or you go across and you purchase the class, which is £20, and you can sign in there. And that's all the new royalised cookies. Lots and lots of opportunity here to lots of different things, but this is a beginner level. So if you haven't done any cookies before and you're thinking you might like to have a go at doing something like this class is for you. And remember, again, what I was saying to you before about these super speed videos that you watch on Instagram and Facebook, they don't tell you anything. They show you it, they make it look really easy, but they don't tell you anything about consistency or recipes or any of those things, and this course does. This is going to tell you how it's going to work and how you're going to make your flowers. So it's flower based, this particular one, so every single one I've done has got a little flower on it, or it is a flower, hence why it's called Beginners Royal Icing Flower Course, cookie course. So there you go. So it is, for those of you that have already done royal icing, it's a bit of an extension of that. So it's giving you some more ideas in terms of cookies. For those of you that haven't done royal icing and are thinking, I might quite like to have a go, but I'm not too sure, then this is for you, because this is your opening gates to starting royal icing and seeing how you get on with it. Making cookies is a lovely thing to do. And actually I've got a load to do for a wedding that's coming up, which is why I'm going to point you in the direction of another cookie cutter in a minute, because I'm going to be doing 35 of these myself for somebody's wedding. So we have got our original, and I pulled this out this morning because I was thinking I'd forgotten about this cookie cutter, and it's seasonal, of course, well, relatively seasonal. I won't say everyone gets married at all sorts of different times of the year these days, but our wedding cookie cutter, I'm going to pop that on so you can just see it. We'll have a little move around of things. So this is our wedding cake cookie cutter. It is exclusive to us. We have got these in stock as well. So it's a tall one. So they're the wedding cake cookie cutters that I looked at before. They were all short. They were all tiny ones. Now the wedding cakes these days, they're not like that. They are all taller. So that's what I've done. I invented this one last year, and I'm going to be making my own wedding cake cookie cutters for cookies for a wedding I do actually have to attend in June, and that's why I've got this one in. So this is now back on Let's Shop, so you'll be able to find that on there. So if you are looking for that, you will be able to find it on that particular section. So the cake school, we'll just finish up on the cake school, is still growing rapidly. I've been filming, I think I filmed nearly 3 classes this week. So we are rolling them out approximately every 2 to 3 weeks at the moment. So new content is coming on all the time. The only thing I can't do is buy you any time for you to do your classes. But there is huge amounts of content growing, and that is the whole point of the school, is that eventually that you'll have so much to choose from that you'll be just loving it, using it as a reference point. One of the things, because I was thinking about this the other day, because I went on an airbrushing course, not a cake airbrushing course, another airbrushing course with actual paints and things years ago, and I made this amazing eye. It's fantastic, I love it. But you know what, if someone gave me an airbrush now and said do it again, I'd be looking at them going, I don't know where to start. And that's when I wish I had the ability to have online content, because then you can go back and you can watch it all again, and it makes life so much easier to a degree. me, and you will laugh. Sometimes when I'm doing things, I think, and someone asks me a question about it, I think, oh, I don't know, I'll need to look at my video and go back and see what it is that I did. Because I'm doing so many cakes all the time, it goes completely out of my mind as soon as I've moved on. It does anyway, but what I'm saying is that at least the videos are helping me as a reference. So that's the other benefit of having the online cake school as well. And you're not just left alone. We are actually here to help you. So if you are struggling with login, or you're struggling with anything of the content or anything at all, then you can contact me and we will get back to you as soon as we possibly can. Sometimes when we get login queries, they come at the weekends, and sometimes I'm not always available, but we will do everything we can to get back to you as soon as we can and get you logged in so that you can have a go at your classes. But if you join like the Gold membership group, for example, they're all in there supporting each other. So if they're struggling with anything particularly, and they want to, someone can't log in that weekend, whatever, usually they're jumping in and helping me, which is great. I can't be in 10 places at once, I'm trying. Right, let's put the cookies out of the way. So lots and lots of new content coming up on the cake school. So there you go. That is all that we've got to say about that. Let me just have a little look at this for my list. I had to have a list, you see. Can't do a live without a list. So we've talked about Maisie. We've talked about the Royal Ice cookies. 1st of June, £20 to join that class. That's when it goes live, and then we can move on to the products. Yes, we can. I'm just checking my list. Right, okay, so let's go back to Let's Shop Cake Live, and let's go to the cake I did on Tuesday evening. So there we go. For those of you that watched the live on Tuesday evening, I've actually got the cake still here. The cake is going today. It's going off to one of my friends' husbands who happens to be a golfer. Thank you very much. So this was the golf mould that we've been using over the last few weeks. So if you remember, I showed it you week 1 and it went absolutely bananas because I think everyone saw it and thought what an amazing mould this is. And now I've painted it. So I am going to just run a little video just to show you how to paint it and get it ready. Not paint the whole thing, but how to actually prepare it in the mould itself. So we're just going to run that for you now. Okay, I'm going to show you now how to use the golf mould. So I've got some chocolate which I have just melted, so it's been in the microwave. 10 seconds stir, 10 seconds stir until it's fully melted. I've got the consistency of double cream, and then I'm taking a large paintbrush and I'm just painting in the detail on the bag to make sure that I don't have any air bubbles in there to mess it all up. So I'm just going to do this mainly on the bag. You can turn it over and have a look and see how you're getting on. So if you spot anything that's not quite right, you can just put a little bit more chocolate in there, and that covers that all for you. I'm not going to do the bits there. And with this one here, I'm going to really force the chocolate down that gap. So I'm going to actually put my chocolate now into a piping bag. So I'm using white Calabao chocolate. Make sure we get it all out. Okay, just pop that into the bag, that up like so, take that out of the way, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to snip the end off, and then I'm going to do this part first because I need the piping bag to go right down to the bottom there to make sure it fills that gap, and then you come right to the top and across. As soon as you've done that, just give it a little tap. If you've got too much in there, I'm just going to take hold of this and run our plastic side scraper straight across the whole thing. Do that again, like so. And then we'll go to this part here. So, again, just give that a tap. That just gets the air bubbles out. Okay. And then we're going to do these here. Now, these are like lollies, so we're going to do all 3. Just about got enough to do it. There we go. And then I've got some lollipop sticks that I've cut down a little bit, and I'm just going to pop those in there like that. I'm just going to twist them just to make sure the chocolate sticks to them. and then these will become our golf clubs when they're dry, like so. Okay, we're going to go and pop that into the fridge now for about 20 minutes. Okay, so the mould's been in the fridge for 20 minutes, so we're going to take it out now. So we've got the golf clubs, which we'll take out first, like so. This part's the most difficult part to get out, so I'll leave that bit till the end. That's the front part. Then I'm going to tip this part here. Oh, there we go, we're out. Okay, so this basically makes a 3D bag. So I've melted some chocolate. It is quite thick. I've done that deliberately. And I'm just going to place some around the edge here, like so. You can melt and put this together if you want to, but a bit of melted chocolate would work just as well. I'm going to take this part, make sure you get it the right way round. Pop that on as quick as you can. I'm just going to wipe my finger down there, get rid of any excess chocolate. Make sure it's in the right place, and then you've got yourself a 3D bag which you can then pop your golf clubs in. This could not be better, like so. So it's very cool. However, we do need now to paint it, so that's the next thing we're going to do. Okay, so that's the golf mould, isn't it lovely? Now I'm just going to show you the actual cake, so I've still got it here, and as I say, it's going off to somebody today. So if I turn that round, you're going to be able to see the painted version of my golf bag there, and look how cool that is. I just love this. I love the fact you can take these out and eat them as chocolate lollies. It is a really, really lovely mould. So that's the golf one. I'm also going to show you in a second how to do a golf cupcake. I know we're a bit on a golf theme at the moment, but we also have another mould which is called sports balls, and it works very similar to this. So I thought we would do that and show you how to stay on theme with golf. So if you don't want to do the golf bag, we can do a golf ball cupcake. But it's a nice decoration, and what I like about it is it screams golf. Let's face it, if somebody ordered a golf cake, they're going to know that's a golf cake, and it's not exactly difficult either. Now, this is on my YouTube channel, so if you haven't seen it already, then go onto my YouTube channel. You might be watching it already on YouTube. Then you can have a look on there and see how I've painted this, covered the cake, done the grass, done everything to do with this. So it's all on YouTube, so you can go back and watch that at any time. Now the other mould that we have for golf, I'm now changing my mind. I'm just going to move these out of the way, and we'll do this first as we're on golf theme. We might as well stay on theme. So we have, I'm going to bring those over as well. Had this great idea. You know me and my ideas. Had another one. So we've got a golf mould here. I'm going to put that under here so you can see it a little bit better. There we go, rather than me waving it around. So earlier in the week, I made these. So what I did was I put some chocolate into there, and I used a paintbrush to bring the chocolate up to the top. So they're not solid. You can see they are actually hollow in the middle, like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do a cupcake with one of these on. We're going to make a mini golf scene as such, and we're going to use some Kelly sprinkles. We're going to use these, which lots of you will recognise from when we did Christmas, because we did lots and lots of this sort of thing at Christmas. So let me move this out of the way and bring our cupcake in. So we've got a red velvet cupcake, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take out a section of the cake like so, just a little bit, not a huge amount. Haven't got Kelly here to eat that, so I can't give it to her. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop some of these little mini beans into the centre here, like so. And then what I'm going to do, let's find a palette knife. All right, hold on, let's grab one from my drawer. We're going to take hold of just a little bit of buttercream, and we're just going to kind of go over the top of this a little bit, like so. So it's a hole-in-one, isn't it? When you get a hole-in-one with a full of sweets, that's not a bad idea, is it? There we go. Now, before we put that on there, you can see white chocolate isn't white, it's actually yellow. So if you want to change that to yellow, from yellow to white, you're going to need to paint it. So I've got my cocoa butter, as you can see next to me, melted. For those of you that don't know what that is, it is basically, you can see under here, I've got a candle that's lit on a chrome food warmer. My cocoa butter, which is there, is melted, and I'm using dusting colours. So edible dusting colours is what you need for this. And I'm just going to take hold of a paintbrush, pick up some white like so, and I'm just going to mix the two together until I get myself a paint that I'm then going to be able to use to paint my golf ball. So if you want to make your golf ball white, then that's obviously the way to do it. There we go. So we can then just take hold of this. Might help if I mixed it a bit better. I try and do things as fast as possible on a live, but sometimes I have to slow down a bit. So we'll give that a bit of a better mix. There we go. So you can paint like this. You can dye the chocolate to white, but to be perfectly honest, I think it's just as easy to do this. It's very quick, doesn't affect the taste of the chocolate. It's just a quick coat over the top. You might want to leave them white. You might just go, well, I'm happy with them being white chocolate. That's okay, doesn't matter. That's fine, do that. But if you want to make them white, this is the way to do it. It's also picking up all the little marks on the golf ball mould as well, as you can see. Now, cocoa butter takes about 1 to 2 minutes to dry. Depends on the weather though. If it's warmer, then it might take a little bit longer. As we go through to the summer, it definitely takes a bit longer. Sometimes you can pop them in the fridge just to help it set, but generally that would be it. So just kind of leave that for a second and you won't need to do anything there. Now, if you wanted to fill up your golf ball a bit further, you could put some more sweets on top. See, my dad would love this because he he plays golf, but he would like the whole sweet thing going on as well, I think. So I'm going to put that over there, out of my way, move the golf mould. So the golf ball mould is here. I just want, before I get rid of it, what have we got here? So we've got 12 golf balls on one mould. There is actually another one called sports balls. Now that one's got all sorts of different ones on there, like tennis, baseball, cricket. You can turn one into a cricket ball. I can't remember if there's a football. Yeah, there is a football. So there's one called sports balls as well. So if you wanted to do that one, you could. Let's move that out of the way. So with the same kind of principle as what I'm doing here. So let's just push that out the way for a second. Now I'm going to put some grass on here. So I've got a little bit of sugar paste and we're going to use a sugar gun. I'm going to pop that over there. I'm trying to remain tidy, which is quite an achievement for me. So I've got some same colour as I did with the golf cake actually, but I'm going to make it a little bit darker because it's a little bit light for what I want it to be. Now this is Colour Splash Leaf Green. That's what this colour is. So I'm just going to take a bit of this and just add that in. Like so. She says how much is left in here. There you go. It proves I use these products, you see. There's not a lot left. I don't just come on and go, there you go, and then not use them ever again. I use this one a lot. So this is Colour Splash Leaf. So again, it is on the website. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some product called Trex or white fat to this, only a little bit. And then I'm going to pop that in and knead it. And then what happens is that softens it up, which means it will then go through the craft or sugar craft gun much easier than me trying to do it any other way. So if I try and put this through without any of Trex in it, basically you'll break the mechanism. So it's very important if you want to use this sugar paste in one of these craft guns that you soften it up. See, it's gone like elastic now. This is much better. So that's what you want to be doing there. Okay. So let's do that. So the reason we've gone down the sports line a little bit, obviously because it's coming up to sort of, my husband is now playing golf, which is great. Thank you very much. So it's, yeah, it's more of a season now, I suppose, to get out and do bits and pieces. Let's have a look at the craft gun and what's in it before we start using it. So this is a craft gun. This is what it looks like, but I want to bring this back a bit so you can see all the different attachments that are in it. So there is a hexagonal, there's all sorts of different shapes. This one I use for rope. There's a large and a small rope. This is there's 3 different grass or hair ones here. There's square, there's all sorts of different ones, 3 different rounds. I've used those on multiple times, multiple classes. That's a very good one for edging a cake. So there's lots and lots of variety for what you can use to do this. So that's what it comes like, that's what it looks like. So all your discs are in there and your gun is in there. Whatever you do, don't lose these in the dishwasher because they do vanish. Try and just wash it by hand, at least you know where they are then. So all you do is you put the whatever attachment you want to use in there, take hold of your sugar paste, and then you just roll it and pop it into there like so. So it's nice and straightforward. pop that in, and then put the end on there, and then you push the lever down and you'll see it appear at the top there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put our golf ball on now, so that we've got that ready. So we'll pop you on like so. There we go. Put that down. And then we're just going to put a little bit of grass around it. So it's not a huge amount of sugar paste. If anything, actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do before I do that. I'm just going to take that off a second. I'm just going to put a bit more buttercream down to make sure this has got something to stick to. So I've got a palette knife that's determined to tip my bowl over, which I'm not having. So I'm just going to pop a little bit more around the outside edge, just so we've got something for the sugar paste to stick to, because we don't want it falling all over the place. A bit more. My Smarties are escaping. Well, not Smarties, they're small beans. Do correct terminology. Right, there we go. That's better. Right, let's put the golf ball back on. There you go, like so. And then we will take hold of one of these, which is a scriber, and we will use this to take our grass off. So we're going to take it off like so and press it against our cake. Press down. It's got buttercream all over it now, it's helpful. So you can put as much or as little grass as you want on here, but what it does, it at least covers the edges of the golf ball, so it kind of looks like it's going down the hole a bit, doesn't it, rather than sitting on the edge there. I suspect you can put these balls together to make one. It'll be quite a big golf ball, so it depends what you're doing, I guess, as to whether you want to do that. But you could just go round like so. So it's quite quick, it's quite straightforward. I'm just going to clean my scribe up a bit. It's got a little buttercream on it. So I'm just taking this off, pressing down, going round like so. So if you had to do lots of these, they wouldn't take you very long. You would just do all the golf balls first and get all those done, get your cakes made, and then you would just sit doing your grass. It wouldn't take you that long. And you can put, as much or as little as you want. You might just want to do, like, say, one ring like this. You might go, that's enough there. Let's take that bit off there. There you go. Or you might want to take it to the outside edge. In that case, you need to go round again. So you just bring it out a little bit further. So you just go round. And then you can have a bit of fun with it. If you want to do something like put a little, you know, I'll try and think of the word now. Come on, Tracy, get your brain going here. This is where I need Kelly. Flagpole. Flagpole on it with a number on it. I'll do that for you in a second. Deary me. I know all these words. I know what they are. Just can't remember anything. That's called my age. At least I'm battling with it. I've got lots of people online helping me, I think. So there we go. Oh dear. Right, so I've just filled that up a bit more because I've just run out, and we continue. So we'll just fill that up. So if you wanted to do one in a bunker, you could just do a bit of granulated sugar or something, and a bit of light brown sugar or something, just to kind of indicate that they're back in the bunker again. So you wouldn't have to do grass for everything if you don't want to. But I think this is quite realistic, and it's quick as well. It doesn't take very long, as you can see, because I'm doing it live for you. There we go, that's that done. And then if you wanted to take something like a lollipop stick, and I'm actually going to cut this one in half because it's too big. Oops, that went flying across the camera. There we go, so a lollipop stick there. And then we can take, oh, let me just lean over and get this. Now, if you don't have any wafer paper, you can get just a normal piece of paper, because you're not going to eat this, so it doesn't really matter. But I've got a little bit of wafer paper here. So I'm going to just take this, and I'm just going to cut. Let's cut a little flag, shall we? I've got to think about this for a minute. I'm doing this without thinking, which is not a good plan with me. Okay, where are we? There we go. Something like that. Doesn't have to be too big, because obviously it's not the biggest cupcake ever. I'll get rid of those. And then if we take, who's moved my edible pen? Ah, the little devils. Right, edible pen. Let's imagine we had my black, oh, it's the green one. Oh, okay, well, the green one will do. Let's use the green one. So if you take an edible pen, preferably a black one, but a green one will do for today. And then you can write a number on here. So let's just say we'll put 18th hole. But I mean, you could put somebody's age on here. You don't have to put a whole number, do you? 19's the bar, apparently. That's what I've been told. So you could put 19 on there if you're kind of indicating they're off to the bar. I'm just going to get myself some royal icing sorted. So I'm just going to get that ready. And then what we'll do is we will stick that to the flagpole. I'm just going to take this out here, like so. Grab that. Pop that in the centre, and then I'll just put on there, this is piping nozzle number 2, PME number 2. Okay, and then we'll grab a little bit of royal icing. Don't need a huge amount, it's mainly just to stick this down. Go, just pop a little bit in there. Move this out of the way. Okay, so what we could do then is we can take hold of this and we can put our little flagpole in there like so. Like that. Probably best to put it in unless you're going to stick these in advance. In that case, that's fine, you can do that. And then I can either stick it straight onto the wafer paper, which is probably the easiest thing to do, like so, and then just put my little flag on like that. You see how easy is that? Isn't that sweet? It's very straightforward. It's not difficult to do. Like so. Then somebody else said to me, and I'm sure she's watching, about putting a silver ball on top. So of course I'm going to have to do that because now it's in my mind. So if you want to cover the top of the lollipop stick, then you can just pop that in there like so. Look at that, isn't that cool? Instant cupcakes. Very easy to do, very straightforward. Not difficult at all. Nice thing to go with, so say for example you did the golf cake like I'd done earlier, you could do a few matching cupcakes as well if you wanted to, just to hand out maybe to guests, or if you had someone who had an allergen maybe that you needed to do a separate cupcake that kind of indicated they were part of the party, you could always do that as well. So there you go, that's a nice little golf cupcake there. It's very easy and straightforward to make. I hope it is anyway. I tried to make it look straightforward and easy to do. I'm pretty certain I achieved that. There it is. Very sweet. But it looks very nice. We're going to put it in my golf cake here so I know where it is. Like so. You see, that looks really nice together like that. I don't know if anyone can see that. I'll pick that up so you can see it. So like you could always do a little display then, you see, of all golf things. So it's very effective, very straightforward, very simple, but very edible. So you've got a chocolate topper, which isn't solid, so it's hollow, and then inside of it you've got those little sweets, those little tiny chocolate beans that we were using on our gingerbread men at Christmas. We've still got those in stock, so you could fill up the inside of the cake, put some underneath the golf ball itself, colour your golf ball if you want to, and then obviously you have got just a little bit of, say you don't need wafer paper, if you don't have it you can literally just cut a piece of paper and put it on the sticks. They're not going to eat that bit, are they? So it doesn't matter particularly. It's nice to kind of stay as edible as you possibly can, but they are really nice sweet little things to make. So there you go. Right, so that's that one. Now I'm going to show you the dog, because I keep promising the dog. So all you dog fans out there, we're going to have a look at the dog mould. So we had the lovely cat mould, which everybody went crazy for, literally crazy. So all you cat people out there, that's me included. Let me remind you what the cat looks like. There it is. So we did the cat mould a couple of weeks ago. Kelly painted the ginger one, I painted the grey one, and I did it as a live, but we're now going to have a look at the dog one, because we had a cat and a dog one in on the same week. The cat gets priority because I like cats. I do like dogs, I don't mind dogs, but as we're going through a bit of a cat dog phase with our next class being a cockapoo on our cake school, but we'll do the dog now. So this is more of a 3D one. So in other words, this one is one that you've actually made out of a chocolate mould already. This is Kelly's painted version of it. So she did like a sort of soft toy type looking version of it, I guess. So we're going to do one now that we're going to paint up a bit more like a real dog. So we're going to do like a Cocker Spaniel, something like that. I'm not making any actual promises that they are going to be exactly a cockapoo or cockapoo, no, not cockapoo, Cocker Spaniel, black and grey, but I'll give it a go and we'll see how we get on. So I've only got the colours black and white. I haven't got any other colours there. I'm just going to move you over there out of the way. What we're going to do is we are going to need to use cocoa butter again, because if you're going to colour any chocolate of any description, you will need cocoa butter. Now I'm going to give the dog a very pale grey base, so I'm just going to mix some black into that white there. But I'm going to add a bit more white to it because I know what will happen when I think it's light grey and then I put it on my chocolate. It probably isn't, but we'll go for a sort of light base. That will cover the whole thing to start with. Now I'm using this paintbrush here. This is called a flat 2 and it is on my cake school. We use it a lot on various projects. It's been out quite a bit recently. Some of the new projects I'm doing need the flat 2 brush. So again, if you have got cake painting tools, flat 2 paintbrush is another one you need for when you're painting a larger object, something like this. It's a lot quicker than trying to do it with a tiny little brush. So our brushes that we have on our website are for detail, but we do also have this brush here for large coverage. So we're just going to go straight over the whole thing. Now my sister-in-law used to have one of these dogs, and that's kind of what I'm basing it on, because I obviously spent a lot of time with Charlie. He's not here anymore, so I know what he looks like. So I'm going to kind of work with that idea. He's probably the only dog I ever spent a huge amount of time with, because we are very cat based in our house. So I'm going to roll with that one. So you can paint this up. It does actually work quite well for a cockapoo as well. The cockapoo that I made for the class is out of modelling chocolate. So this is not the same thing. All right, this is a different way of doing a dog. So this is an actual 3D topper, although 2D topper. The Maisie one is actually 3D as well, but it's done differently to this. The Maisie one, the purpose of that one is to teach you how to do any dog, not just the Cavapoo, but any dog. So you will be able to understand how I've done it, and then hopefully you'll be able to apply the rules there. Somebody mentioned earlier that Maisie only had 3 legs. Well, one leg is actually behind her, so I'm okay with that. I think if she had a 4th leg, it would look really strange, so I'm okay with that, don't worry. She is sat down. So I'm just going to go over the whole thing. I'm going to let it dry. So it'll take 1 to 2 minutes to dry. I haven't really checked the back of it. I probably should. I've just gone over it in a light grey colour. We'll see how we go from there. Let's have a little look around the back just to make sure. I'm going to have to do a little bit there because I know it will annoy me later. So let's just go around there. So we'll start with a light grey base. There we go. The only other thing I forgot to do is get pink out. I might have to just get that out. Let me find that. Oh, actually, I've got a tiny bit of red there. I'll use that and stick a bit of white in it. That'll do. Got a couple of grains of red. I'm in red, white and blue mode. And we know we're going to be entering that shortly because it's Jubilee this year. And I will be showing you some of the Jubilee stuff shortly because I'm mad keen on it, like you wouldn't believe. And next week, I've got some brand new cookie cutters coming out, which I know that are going to sell out, which is why I won't let you have them this week because I need to have them in my hand because I'm not going through that again this week. So I'm waiting for the guy who prints all our cookie cutters to actually do it, and then I will show you what they are. So next week we've got 2 new cookie cutters which are going to be perfect for picnic celebrations. I'm going to describe them as, but I won't get them out this week because I've only got the samples at the moment and I will not go there again. Right, okay, so we've done that. Let's go a bit darker now. So we'll just add in a bit of black into our mix here, and we'll just go a little bit. Got a bit mad here, I've gone the other way. Now Charlie, Charlie used to have sort of quite grey ears, I guess. So what we'll do is we're going to paint his ears up like so. I might actually switch brushes now because this one is a bit big for what I'm trying to do. When you start doing detail, I need to go down a size. Yeah, let's find. Oh, they're in front of me. I got them out and I didn't use them. What am I doing? So what have I got here? Paintbrush 3, 3, 1 and 0 I've picked up. Okay. So Charlie had quite sort of dark ears. So we'll give him dark ears there. Like so. Put them around the back. And then obviously there's one on the other side as well where he's laying down. So we'll pop that in there. And we'll put a little bit extra dark on in a minute. Sort of some streaks of darker hair because he did have sort of then some sort of black tones running through him, so we want to get that in as well. But for the moment, we'll just... And then across his body, we're going to just add, now let me think with Charlie, he had lots of kind of this kind of look on him, going like that. That's probably the easiest way to describe him. That's his hip there, so we'll just highlight that a little bit. And then what we'll do, let's take another brush, let's find one that's dry. What's that one? That'll do. And then what we'll do is we'll just soften that down a little bit, just so it looks a bit more like fur. There we go. So I'm just going to have to pull him towards me a little bit. So we have got the dog mould in stock. He is here. So if you do want to go for the dog mould, then he's going to be very adaptable for doing cakes for anybody. And so many people love dogs. It's unbelievable. So it's going to be a popular one that you'll use again and again. And at Christmas, you can even put a little hat on him. Give him a little Santa hat. So if you know someone who likes to celebrate Christmas with their dog and all that, then, you know, you can see lots of things you can do with him. Let's pull that down a little bit. I'll just soften him up a bit, like so. There we go. There we go, Charlie. I want to keep calling you Charlie because that's the dog I knew. So we're going to call you Charlie today. There we go. Right, and then we're going to do a few markings down his head as well. So we'll go a little bit this way. And then a little bit that way. I am doing this super quick, so I'm sure if you were spending a bit more time doing this, you might do a better job than me anyway. So this is, as I say, it's very adaptable, this mould. You can do lots and lots of things with him. There we go. I'll hold him up at the end so you can see him. So if you're sort of thinking, well, I can't quite see what she's doing, I will hold him up at the end. And we also take photographs of things and we put those up as well, so you can see what. We'll have another poll on our Instagram as well. Kelly and I, we get quite competitive with our painting. The thing is, what we do, you see, is we actually paint all this stuff in. I give it to Kelly and say, right, you go and paint this, and then see what she does, which is never what I would do. And then it's nice because you've then got a bit of variety as to what you can actually do with these moulds. So it's quite good from that point of view. Right, let's go up there a little bit. Okay, go around the side there. And then what we'll do is we'll go down to a darker colour now. So we've kind of put all his grey markings on now. So let's, I'm just going to put a little bit on his feet, just a tiny bit, just so we can see them. He's got a foot there and a foot there. So he's only got 2 feet on this one. This is only a 2-legged dog. All right, there we go. Right, Charlie, let's make you a bit darker. So a tiny bit more darker. Again, not black. Please don't do black. It's going to be too dark. And then what we'll do is we'll go across here again. I'll just kind of follow it through, I guess. Just don't particularly want the brush to do anything particularly sort of fixed, so I'm just kind of dabbing it really. And then again, we'll take the brush and pull it through a bit. We don't want you looking like a zebra either particularly, so what we'll do, we don't want you going stripy on us, we'll put a few more between. We don't want rows and rows of grey, so we'll mix that up a bit. Let's go that way and that way. And blend it all in a bit. And come into life now, aren't you? There we go. So anybody, I'll tell you what, anyone who used to like, I always say this, pottery painting, you know, like you get those pottery shops, so you can go and paint little models and that. Well, this is basically what this is. It's very similar to this. So you can actually kind of really get into this without, and then you get to eat it at the end. You can't get to eat the pottery, can you? I used to take Charlotte and Kelly. Oh, Kelly would be there hours and hours and hours painting one thing. Charlotte would have done 4 things in comparison to Kelly's 1. So it was all a bit stressful really, because I used to have to spend an absolute fortune trying to keep Charlotte entertained while Kelly was just nicely entertained with one item. So hence I've got one who's very quick at art and one who's not. So one actually prefers not to do art, she can help it. Right, let's do a few sort of marks down his ears. Just follow the lines that are on the chocolate mould. We don't have to do anything specific there. We can just pop those in like so, and then we'll just put a few extra sort of dark bits here going across his head like that. Don't forget his ear on the other side. I'll blend that in. Okay, right. We've got black on here at the moment, so I'm going to do his nose. Now actually his nose isn't as big as what it looks like there. We're going to actually just take that and just tip it so that I can hold it up a little bit so you can see it. So his actual nose is more kind of this area here, and I was going to do it pink, but I've changed my mind, so I'm actually going to do it black now. So it's sort of like this. Okay, like that. I'm just going to go back up and put a bit more fur on his nose. So we'll go back up here, Charlie. Bring that in a bit closer to your eyes. And make the nose a little bit darker. Let's add a bit more black in there. There we go. I just don't want it to blend in with the fur. I want it to be its own thing. Now, if anybody likes the idea of painting a Cocker Spaniel, I've actually got a class on this on the Cake School. So if you want to have a go at painting a portrait of a Cocker Spaniel, it is actually, would you believe it, my beginner's basic course for animal painting. It's brilliant. All you need is black and white. It's very straightforward. So if anybody's, especially anyone who's on the Cake School already, fancies having a project paint this weekend, that's the one to go for. Okay, take that up there a bit. Right, let's paint his eyes because we're going to need those to dry. So we'll switch to brush 1. So we always go down to a brush. There we go. I'm not looking at any comments at the moment, so if I've missed anything, I will have a look later. There we go. Let's have a little look. So we've got his eyes there, so we're just going to fill those in. And the same on this side. So I'm using, what am I using? Paintbrush 1, so quite a small brush. Like that. See, he starts to come to life now. We're going to go back and just do around his eyes. I left his eyes till last because I wasn't too sure what colour I was going to do, but we can now kind of take that in a bit closer. Just wasn't too sure what it was going to look like, but I'm happy with that now. So we can fill that back in there. A bit across there as well. Does have quite dark bits around his eyes. Let's darken that up a little bit. Make you a bit darker, Charlie. Just didn't want it to merge with his eye colour, really. Get in a bit closer. There we go. Okay, and again on this side. Bring that down there. Hopefully you can see him okay. So we're just letting the eyes dry at the moment before we go back in and put a little bit of white in there just to highlight it and bring it to life. And then we'll go down here. Bring it all around his face. So we'll make sure it's all covered a little bit darker, maybe just under the ears. It's worth spending a bit of time on the face to get that bit right, so that, because obviously that's the first thing you're going to look at, isn't it? It's the face. We're going to do his tongue. He's got his tongue sticking out here, would you believe? We'll do that bit now. Let's change brushes. Why have I just done that? I've lost the plot then. I've just mixed black and red together. I'm going to get my brain in gear now. Let's do red and white to make a pink, not black. What was I thinking? There we go. So just pop a little tongue in there. Don't make it too bright because obviously you don't want it to stand out too much, but it is there. There you go, you see? That's quite sweet. You could do a pink nose if you wanted to, but I just opted in the end just to do a black nose. Right, let's just go back and fill in some of these gaps down here that have appeared. So when you tip these things, often you can see little gaps where the chocolate is still showing. I don't want that. I'm going to get rid of those. There we go. I think we're done. Just about. We'll do his eye. There we go. Looks pretty realistic, doesn't he? Right. Okay. We're going to put the little white dot in his eye. Let me just get rid of the pink out of the brush because that's not going to help me. Just clean that out. And we'll grab some white. Make it as thick as we can so we get a really nice little spot in the middle. So what we'll do then is we'll then put a little dot just on the top right hand side, like so. Like that. We can always do a second smaller dot there as well. If you want to do that, you can. There we go. That's pretty good, I think. All right, let's put you down there for a second. Okay, just a tiny bit more around the back of his ear, which I've missed. And I think we're pretty much there. Right, let me see if I can show you these without them being too... Right, there's one there and one there. So that's the dogs. Let's bring those in like that. So that's one painted up as a realistic dog, and that's one painted up as a sort of a soft toy fantasy christening-y type dog. So there's lots of different things you can do with this mould. You don't have to make it just be one generic dog. I think there's lots of opportunity here to be able to change them around and make them into different type dogs, but they are really sweet. They're quite a reasonable cake topper size as well, so you're going to be able to use them on cake toppers. They're 10 centimetres by approximately 6. In terms of height, they're about 4 centimetres in height, so that's what they are. Cute, aren't they? So they are really lovely. You can take a photograph of somebody's dog and you literally can just sit there and go through it and work out exactly what it is you want to do in terms of dog. Don't forget as well, you can always paint these in advance, so you don't need to be leaving this till the night before you're meant to be doing somebody's cake. You can actually do this, say, on the Monday and have them ready, and then you're not in panic mode, which is what often happens with most people when they do cake decorating. They forget they can actually do some prep. So you can do something like that. So there we go. That's the dog paint, which I did promise I would do. I have now done it. So I've held up to my promise of painting the dogs. I'm going to take a photo and I'm going to put it on Instagram, and I'm going to do a little poll and we'll see which one gets the most votes. Because I say Kelly and I are getting very competitive over this. We did it on the cats. We did it on something else as well. What was the other thing we did it on? She beat me on that one, only just. And then I found out she was using another Instagram account that she had and she was voting for herself. So she was in trouble after that. But anyway, never mind. Right, okay, we're going to move on to my very favourite subject at the moment, which is Jubilee. So we're going to have a look at making some Jubilee bits and pieces. I've converted as well some other Jubilee bits and pieces or normal cake decorating stuff that we've had before into Jubilee, because I can't help myself. I'm absolutely on it, like you would believe at the moment. We're going to just quickly recap on the bottles. Now, these have gone like mad, completely mad. I'm expecting to see an awful lot of bottles in these Jubilee boxes. I tell you, everybody's been going bottle mad. So this is our beer bottle or champagne bottle cookie cutter. that I demonstrated 2 weeks ago, which has been going crazy since. So I'm really, really pleased that you are all delighted with this. Now, next week, I'm going to do a treat box for Jubilee. So I'm going to put everything together next week so you can see what sort of things you can do for Jubilee in terms of like creating a nice, interesting box. So there will be some cookie cutters in there and all sorts of bits and pieces. So we shall have some complete ideas for you next week. But that is all the bottles. So don't forget, we've got the bottle cookie cutter, and we also have the labelling, which goes on here as well. So these are sugar paste sheets that you can cut out and stick on here. Now, if you're not sure on what all of this is, then 2 weeks ago, you need to go back to Let's Shop Cake Live 2 weeks ago and have a look at how I've done them. This is painted here with Wonder Dust Gold, which again is also on Let's Shop. And these are our famous Kelly's White Sprinkles, which were the first and original sprinkles that we ever used on here. And that we have sold so many of them. It's unbelievable, because I thought they were going to be just used for snow globes. And actually, in the end, we've ended up using them on everything, and I mean everything, literally everything. You name it, they're on it, and that's because they're just so lovely and so versatile. So that is why we have done that. But we've converted this one into sort of champagne wine. We've also got some beer ones as well, and we have a beer mug cookie cutter as well. So if you're not doing Jubilee and you want to do Father's Day or something else along those lines, someone who likes beer, then you can obviously use that as well with your beer labels. Now these labels, they keep for a long time, but you must keep them in the bags that we give them to you. So when you arrive, when your beer labels and your Jubilee labels arrive, they will be in a plastic bag and they will be inside a hard backed envelope. Now, when you expose these things to the air, what can happen is they can go crispy. So it's very important, if you're buying stuff for Jubilee to use, that you keep it sealed until you're ready to use it. Now, if it does the reverse, because sometimes it does the reverse, which means that they are basically stuck on the sheets of paper, then you can take your sheet of paper and pop it into your freezer for literally about 2 minutes, and then you'll find it will release and you'll just be able to peel them off really easily. So there's a bit of a boundary thing with this, and that's because of humidity. But ours are pretty good, and we don't usually have many problems with them at all. But if you do, then one, it will be because you've left them exposed to the air and you've left them out of the bag, or secondly, that you have the it's got very warm or very, very cold, and then they've got stuck onto the sheet. So just keep an eye on those. But there are solutions for both of those, and I'll probably have to run a little video near Jubilee time just in case that happens, but it will be fine, I'm sure. So we're going to just, I'm going to show you, we're going to make a little box of cupcakes just for, we're going to use some of the stuff I've painted, and you'll laugh, I know you'll laugh, because you'll just think, well, there she goes, this is me off to a T again. I painted these in advance because I got very carried away yesterday afternoon with this. I thought this is a very good idea, Tracy, so I'm going to do this now. I'm just going to make a box of 4 cupcakes, which will no doubt end up with my next door neighbour. He's celebrating everything in advance. Everything I do. So I do, you know, when we do Easter on here, we obviously do it 3 weeks before Easter. When we do Jubilee, we're doing it 3 weeks before Jubilee. So the poor man keeps getting all his cakes that are in advance of the actual situation. But that's okay. He doesn't seem to mind. So that's all right. It's free cake, isn't it? So, right, I'm just going to move my cocoa butter out of the way so I don't end up making a mistake with that. And blow that candle out so I don't forget. So I've got some cupcakes here. So I've got 4 cupcakes. We're going to recap, she says, there's my cutter, how to do these Jubilee cupcakes on here. And I've also got some different colours and sprinkles, and then I'm going to show you what I have painted to go on these cupcakes as well. So we've got lots and lots of different designs on how you're going to be able to do these cupcakes, because we're going to have fabulous cupcakes for Jubilee, because it's going to be amazing, and I am already sold on it, as you clearly can imagine. Do like Jubilee. Got to go to a wedding that day though, so I'm celebrating a couple of days before, and my Instagram will be full of it. I will be buying all the mugs and all the stuff that you can get. I will be there with my flags and you name it. I just love it. Right, Kelly doesn't, but I do. So we've got our buttercream here. There we go. Let's go down here. So a true Jubilee red is going to be this one here, which is Pro Gel Red. Now on here before we have had this one. This is cool. Well, it's covered in stuff. Hold on a minute. It's everything. I don't know about anybody else, but whenever you store anything in these boxes, they get covered in leaking gels. They are a bit of a pain. Right, let's try again. That's covered in black. That's decided to leak. Right, okay, so this one is going to be your Jubilee colour. This one is if you're doing a raspberry red. So let me explain that bit better. If you took a raspberry and you stood next to a post box, apart from the fact people would think there's something strange going on, you would see there are two different shades of red. This is the one that is going to be for Jubilee. This is your Jubilee red colour. This one is not Jubilee red. This is not your tomato sauce red, pillar box red. It is more of a pink red. So if you've got this one, that's not going to be the one you're going to want. You're going to want this one, which we have got on the website. So I'm going to pop some in and you'll see what I mean. There is a place for this one. I've used this one on one of my projects that's coming up on the cake school. So it's not one to discount, it's just one that you're not going to be able to use particularly for Jubilee. So this one is the one that you're going to need because it is much more the true red. You'll see as it comes out how red it is. So we have got a few of these in stock. So if anybody wants some of these, then we have got them. Give it a bit of a mix. So we're going to be live next week, I think. If I change my mind or anything happens, I will let you know on this site. The following week, the 21st of May, we will not be live. That is Kelly's birthday, and I have to go and deliver 2 wedding cakes before I even deal with that. So we will not be live on the 21st of May. So we will come back to you. I think we'll be live next Saturday morning, but it might be slightly earlier, but I will come back to you and let you know on that one. We will get there. So you can see what a lovely red colour that is. It's really, really nice. So I'm going to just take hold of, I've got a lot of buttercream, I've got to be honest, because I had to use it on a project this week. But I was filming, so filming is allowed. So I'm just going to put a nice thin layer of buttercream just over these cupcakes here. I don't want it to be too much because I might run out. So if you do that, that seals your cupcakes. That's why people do it. They don't do it for any other reason other than sealing their cupcakes. So that's why we have to do it. It stops the stops them drying out. So if you're doing cupcakes in advance of Jubilee and say you've got a whole load to do, then that's what you would do. So even if you're away, I've just seen someone saying they're away, make yourself a box of cupcakes so you can sit and watch. I don't know if there's going to be, I'm sure I haven't looked at the programmes yet as to what's going to be on television, but I can tell you now, I will be watching it all because I love it. I've already been to Buckingham Palace this year, but I'm hoping to go again next week. Go and have another look because they're putting up all the staging now for the Jubilee, so it's fabulous. There we go. Right, so we've got our 4 red cupcakes. Now I've got my, yes I have, my 1M nozzle already. There we go, like so. And what we're going to do here, just take hold of this. Trying to get this in the bag without getting it everywhere. Yeah, a minute you tackle red. Okay. The other thing I've been spotting online is all these people with these lovely, I know this sounds like probably the world's saddest sentence, but all those ones that are doing the knitted pillar boxes. I mean, that's the sort of rubbish that appeals to me. I love it. I think that's great. I'm hoping our village gets one because I would love a knitted pillar box. Thank you very much. There must be somebody who's going to do one. Right, blue sprinkles. So we're going to use these as well. So we're going to set these up first. So all I'm going to do is take hold of this and we're just going to go round. Like so. And then what we'll do is we'll take hold of some of this. Pop those on there on the lid like that. And then what we'll do is we'll pop these around the outside edge like so. So these are like Kelly's little white sprinkles. So if you wanted to do red, white and blue sprinkles, you can do red buttercream, and then you could use, there we go, these blue ones, and then you could use the white ones as well. There you go. Let's get some white ones out as well, because we can. And that saves you then, I guess, having to buy a premix of any description, because you've just got to buy your blue ones, haven't you? Right, what have we got here? I'll just find a lid for me to put them in. There we go. So if you wanted to mix them, you could. So if you want to have a few white ones in there as well, red, white and blue and all that. Party cupcakes, here we come. Should they like? There you go. So you could do something like that. Okay. They look nice, don't they? Look. Now what I'm going to do is just do these as well. Probably, I don't know if I'm going to get them all done, because whether I'm going to run out of buttercream is going to be the key to this. I will try my best. There we go, a few more there. And then we'll do these ones. How's that working? That's not bad, is it? Oh, I've got a few missing on that side. Let's put a few more in. I'm going to put toppers on these, so it doesn't actually matter too much what they look like round the side. We're getting the general idea, aren't we? Let's turn that round. Right. It's a bit tight, this, whether I'm going to get 4. I'll have to scrape the barrel to get all the buttercream out to do it. You could mix these together, but to be honest, it's just as easy just to do them separate, really. Okay, and then we'll go through this one. Okay, we're getting better now, look. Right, let's get the last bit of buttercream out here. So we've got can hear I'm down to the dregs here. Oh, I'm gonna have enough, come on. I think also as well, they look quite sparkly, don't they? They look quite sort of, I don't know, I just think they look really nice. They're fun, aren't they? Right, come on. It might be an air bubble in the middle of this, but we're gonna try and do this. There it is. Oh, I've got this down to the wire, literally, that is it. Brilliant. God, I must be good at this. I should have become a cake decorator. Right, round we go again. So these are blue sprinkles, which again are on the website. There we go, let's get rid of that one, and then we'll go to this one and do the white ones separately. How are we doing? There we go. Right, we've got a set of 4 now, lovely. Let me just put the lids back on these sprinkles, because I can guarantee I will knock them over. They're also quite fun if you want to get kids involved to help, because they're not particularly difficult to do. They are quite lovely to do. Right, so we've done that. So we've started our little production line. Let's have a little clear up, because we don't want red icing all over the place. Let's move those up there for a second. Clear up our sprinkles. There you go, look at me trying to pretend I'm working tidily. Right, leave those on screen for a second while I just wash my hands quickly. Right. Okay, that's better. Okay, now let's do our toppers. So we've got a number of toppers on the website at the moment, but I've also invented my own because I can't help myself. So there we go. We have got some mixed ones here. I know you're going to love these because I do. So we're just going to take any piece of sugar paste, doesn't matter what it is particularly. Everybody knows on here I tend to use a lot of Massaccino or Mona Lisa. I tend to use that one more than anything because that's the one I like. I'll give it a bit of a knead to get it going. There we go. Like so, and then we'll put down a little bit of icing sugar just to stop it sticking. And then we'll roll this out. There we go. I'm going to move those up a tiny little bit. Okay. So we don't want this to be really mega thick, but we do want it thick enough to be able to take our discs and things I've made. So last week I showed you the discs that we have got for Jubilee. So we're going to use a couple of those just to get them onto the cakes in case anyone misses them. I'm going to keep demming these for the next couple of weeks so people don't miss it because it's quite important to get this right. Let me just get a thing of water and then I can put these on. Okay, so we've got 3 different types of toppers at the moment, but I know me and I know what will happen. I will find something else. This is our round cutter, so you press down and twist. Press down. Make sure you twist it. So you cut it through. Press down, twist, cut through, and again, press down. You could leave your cupcakes like you've done already. You could do some mixed ones, you see. You don't have to do them all. With discs on, but you might want to do some with discs on and some not. Right, let's move that out the way. There we go. Right, okay. I'll just move a few things out of the way so I'm not knocking everything over. Okay, here we go. So let's find the discs first. What did I do with them? There they are. So for Jubilee, I have got 3 different types of discs and 1 topper. So let me just run through these. And then I'm going to show you the ones that I've made. So we have got Union Jack. So these are on the round discs. You can see that they're going to be, you just peel them off. So all you do is literally pick up like that and peel them off and put them onto your cakes. We've got the full cake, which is the one if you want to do a massive cake. So this is a big edible topper. And again, if you want to pull it off this sheet and it gets stuck, you're going to pop it into the freezer and then you'll have no problems at all. We've also got these ones, which are the Queen's Platinum Jubilee ones. Oh, have I got a new sheet in there that I forgot about? I haven't put that online. I need to sort that one out. So there's the Queen's Jubilee Platinum one as well, which if you turn upside down reads 2022 Platinum Jubilee, but the crown's upside down, which I didn't notice last week, but I do now. It's that way round, everybody. Okay, so those are for that. And then we've got one more, which I thought I had, yes I have, which is this one, which is the crowns. Now this is a generic crown. It's the closest one I can find to the imperial crown. It isn't actually purple. It's sort of a slightly burgundy purpley colour, but it's pretty good. So that one is what we've got here for the crown. So there are lots and lots of toppers. So I've just spotted another one, which I have not put on my website. So I will bring you that one out next week. Right, so using the ones that are on the website, I think I got a bit cautious after the problems this week with the cookie cutters. So let's do 2 with discs on and then 2 with the ones that I've made. So we'll just put a little bit of water on there, not as much as I've just put on there, obviously. Let's just take a bit of kitchen roll and just dab that. I drown that literally. Yes, a little bit of water, not tons. That's better. Okay, and then we will take hold of one of these. So all you do is just peel them back like so. Okay, leaves a little gap. And then you take it and pop it onto one of these discs. Now I'm going to make sure you don't get any water on it, because obviously the water will, well, if you touch water on there, it will take the food colouring off. So you need to protect these. And then we have got one of these as well. So we'll do 2 with toppers. And then we'll do 2 with the bits I made. Right, let's put these out the way so I don't get them muddled up. Right, okay, so I talked a few weeks ago about, let's put these on here so we've got them done. There we go. How cool is that? Love it. Oh my God, I want Jubilee to be today. There we go. Lovely. Very happy with those so far. So we've got these 2 left. And what I'm going to do is, now last week I talked about a particular couple of moulds that we've had for a long time, that we've used lots and lots on our classes. And we do actually have a class on this on the Cake School, and that's tea and biscuits. So we've got these 2 moulds here. We've got a cup of tea, a spoon, a biscuit, and then we've also got this one here, which is cupcakes. So we do have a class that shows you how to paint these. And I, of course, have gone mad and I've painted them as Jubilee things because I couldn't help myself. And I painted these yesterday. How much fun are these? Look at these, I love it. So this is the sort of thing I will be buying for Jubilee en masse in my house. And there we go. So that's the teapot that I painted as Jubilee. Now all I did was copy, actually I copied one of the toppers with the Jubilee pattern. So literally I just sat there and looked at it. You really need to look at it actually, it's quite interesting. So I made these in white. So if I pick them up, and I made them with modelling paste. So I made them with the Saraceno modelling paste. If I turn it over, you can see they were white and they've been painted with cocoa butter and dusting colours. So the dusting colours that I used were red and one called baby, no, sorry, not baby blue, bright blue, which is a colour splash colour. And then I used white. Very simple, nothing else more than that. And I just made them as simple as I possibly could. And that's basically what I've done. So I'm just going to pick, because I don't think I can get the, you see, because that teapot takes up a lot of space. I'm going to have the teapot. So we're going to pop that on like so. Everybody's got to have a Jubilee teapot, haven't they? So we'll pop that on there. But if you were doing like a box of 6, for example, you could literally do the cupcakes and everything. You could go to town with it. So there's a little cupcake on there, or we can have the tea. I'm going to have the tea and the spoon on this occasion because I want to be able to put it, make it look like it's a, you know what I mean, cup of tea. So we'll put the cup of tea on there. Like so. I'm going to take a photo of these and I will put this up onto Let's Shop and it'll be on my website as well. So if you want to have a go at copying these, then you'll be able to do that. There you go, like that. Right. Let's put those onto there. Oh, I love it. Right, we'll keep those for another day. We'll use those on some of the treat boxes next week. So we won't get rid of them because we will use them. And then we can put these into a lovely box here. Right, let's put them in order. So let's go any order really. Let's pop those. What do we want? A teapot there. Jubilee there. Let's have a little look. And then my cup of tea in the bottom there like that. So if you wanted to make up a really lovely little box for somebody maybe who's not joining a Jubilee party, or you're going to a Jubilee party and you want to take a box of something with you to say thank you for the host or whatever it is, then there you go. Look at that. How easy is that? So we're looking at red buttercream. So Renshaw's red buttercream. Don't use the Christmas red because it's the wrong colour. We've got our cake toppers, these 2 here, plus we also have the crown as well. So don't forget there is also another one available. And then this one is from the tea and biscuit mould here. And then obviously I used the cupcake one as well, which I'll use in the treat boxes next week. But I want to start assembling some of this Jubilee stuff so that you've got your stuff all lined up and you know what it is that you're going to be doing if you're going to be making cupcakes. And it sounds like it's going to be the biggest afternoon celebration tea or weekend, full stop. So I think it's going to be amazing. And you know, it's nice to get planned. All things like this can all be made in advance, so you really don't need to hurry your way through it. The red that I used for the buttercream was Renshaw's Red Pro Gel, which is on the website. If you want to paint them, then I used Renshaw's Red, which is also on the website, and I used Sugar Flare Bright Blue, which is the other colour I used. Or if you have cerulean blue, which is another colour that we've sold in the past, that works well as well. So anything like that will be fine to do that. And then just a little bit of silver dust here just to do the spoon. If you want to add a spoon, you don't have to, but I think it's quite crucial. And then I've used a tiny amount of brown just inside the cup here, just to kind of indicate tea, because obviously it's a tea drinking day, isn't it, really? So a little bit of brown in there, brown and white mixed together to make a little bit of tea. But I think that they just scream Jubilee, don't they? This is the start of it all, from far as I'm concerned. There we go. But yes, you can make everything in advance. So if you are going to be making lots of teapots or lots of cups or lots of cupcakes, you know, get your sugar paste or your modelling paste, get them all punched out, and then just sit and paint them in the evenings, and then just store them up ready to go. They'll all dry quite hard, but you will then be able to just pop them onto your cupcakes. You can start now. It's only sugar, so it will be absolutely fine leading up to the Jubilee. Anything like Jubilee cookies, if you're doing anything like that, they're more like a week ahead. The toppers on these can be literally a couple of months. It can be at least 2 to 3 weeks ahead, so you can crack on with these now, because Jubilee is about that sort of time away now, isn't it? It's growing. We're leaping towards it now, aren't we? So there you go. I'm very proud of myself. I do like these sorts of things. I think I've hid it well, though. I think I don't think anyone's clocked it yet that I like Jubilees and things like that. Anything royal, and I'm there. Royal weddings, anything like that, I'm there. I love it. Not actually at there. I'm glued to the television normally, or having my flags up everywhere at home. Kelly's always got something to say about. Anyway, she's not here, so she can't moan about it today. So there you go. Someone's just said, if they go hard, are they still edible? Yes, they are completely edible. They're fine. So yeah, no, don't worry about that. They'll be fine. You can do all your toppers in advance as well. So you can roll out all your sugar paste, cut all your discs out, and get all those ready. You can have those ready to roll as well. So if you only literally buttercream and your topper on, it's absolutely fine. You won't have any problems there. So you can do all of those in advance as well. You can get yourself organised. It's going to make life a lot easier for you when it comes to actually executing it, because who knows, you might just do 4, you might do none, you might do 200. Looking at the amount of orders we've got coming in, I think most people are going to be quite busy with Jubilee, so you want to get yourself organised, I think. So there we go. But I've given you some different ideas, I think, with the sprinkles today. I think the blue, white and the red buttercream works really well, rather than going out and buying a specific mix. I think if you just get blue and you get white and then red buttercream, that works a treat. I think that looks really nice. Right, okay, let's have a recap and find out where we've got to. So we started off with classes, obviously, because that's where we normally start with classes, and that is on the Cake School. So if you do want to look at buying any classes today, you do need to go to the Cake School to do that. The Jubilee class is out already, so there we go. That's a little summary of our Jubilee class. We also have the Galaxy class, which is now available, which is a beginner's airbrushing class. It's our 4th class in airbrushing that's now arrived on the Cake School since January. So if anyone's thinking how quickly are these coming out, they're roughly coming out every 2 to 3 weeks at the moment. So very, very quickly. So lots and lots of things to come. Maisie is our next class. She is the dog, and she is coming out on the 23rd of May. So Maisie is our next project for the Cake School that's on its way. Closely followed by Royal Iced Cookies. Beginners Royal Iced Flour Cookies will be out on the 1st of June. So there's lots and lots of things coming up on the Cake School. It's moving very, very quickly at the moment. I'm filming between 2 and 3 projects a week at the moment, because I have to buy myself some time, because wedding season is coming, and when wedding season gets here, then everything goes into meltdown. I'm not going to be able to record so many, so at the moment I'm kind of galloping along thinking, right, come on, I need to get some in the bag, so I'm not worried about giving you any course content. It's all there ready and scheduled for you, so you know when it's all coming. And again, if you do want to go to the Cake School and have a look and see what is coming, you'll see all the dates for when these cake courses are being released. So if you want to join as a member, you'll know that the next course is the 23rd of May for Maisie, 1st of June for the royal iced cookies, 11th of June for the tiger, then we have the log cake coming, we've got the flower cake coming, and then all these other things that I'm busy inventing behind the scenes at the moment as well will all be coming out as well. So by the time we get to the summer, I'm going to be in Christmas mode, which is extremely yeah, not good. It's not easy trying to think of Christmas when it's boiling hot outside. But anyway, I have to keep going because I'm going to be going on holiday in September. So I've got to make sure I'm organised. So royal ice cookies, we've done that. We went through the golf cake. So the lovely little golf cake that's there with the golf bag. So there you go. That's the little golf bag there. And we made a lovely little cupcake to go with it this morning, didn't we? So we've made one using our golf ball. There it is. Our little golf ball mould as well. It's very sweet, isn't it? So you can make yourself a little golf cupcake to go with it. Let's put that there. That's going off to a home this afternoon, a new home. Then we painted the dog, didn't we? I forgot about the dog. So then we painted our little dog. We'll put our little Instagram poll up shortly just to see if anybody has a little vote on there. There we go. Okay, so we've done a little dog there. So if you missed that, you can go back and watch it. Also in terms of things like Father's Day, which is rapidly approaching, we are, I think it's the week, is it the week or second week after Jubilee? It's very close to Jubilee. We have got lots of those moulds in as well. We did a cake the other week. There we go. That was for my dad's birthday. So the #1 dad chocolate mould is on the website as well, along with the sweetie mould, which you can see on the side there, the purple one. And then there's a little, the gold one at the bottom. It's like one of those hazelnut whirl ones that you get, you know what I mean, from the Quality Street box. I have to eat on Kelly's behalf because she's allergic to nuts, as any mother would do. And then there is the swirl lolly on top as well. Again, these have all been painted, so with cocoa butter, so you can do what you like with them. You might just leave them plain and go, there you go, I enjoy that, that's it. Or you might just want to make all sorts of different things, so it's entirely up to you. Then we did Jubilee, very exciting. So Jubilee is coming, yes. Let's have another look at my lovely cakes because we can't help ourselves. So on here, red buttercream, make sure you get Renshaw's red. Do not use this one, it's the wrong red. Okay, Christmas red is pink, it's not the right colour. Blue sprinkles, white sprinkles, and then these are our cake toppers. We do have a crown one as well, and we also have a full-size sheet for the larger cakes. And then we use the tea and biscuit mould to do the teapot and the cup as well. So there you go. So a full range of all things Jubilee and classes and everything else under the sun. We also mentioned the wedding cake cookie cutter, which I'm going to be, there we go, that's going to be reappearing next week because I've got to do somebody's wedding. I'm actually going as a guest, and my present is to make their cookies. So I thought, right, okay, brilliant, I'll do that, and we can start showing those next week because then I can show her and go, is this what you want? And then we can go from there. So that one will be, there we go, like that. That's out now. I've moved it back onto Let's Shop because we take off our summer stuff, and we've now put, obviously Christmas and all this stuff changes around, so I've now put the wedding cake one back on, so you should be able to find it on there. If you haven't, go to the website. Nikki is doing her best, and she's done brilliantly to put up all the links as we've been going on. I'm really grateful for Nikki because Kelly has been more out than in at the moment. So she is out at the moment with her grandmother, and she's probably going to be out again next Tuesday as well when I go live on Make It, Bake It, Decorate It, which is the learning hub for sugar and crumbs, and I'll be live on there this week. And I'm going to be doing my favourite subject on Tuesday, which is ice cream vans and lollies and all that sort of stuff. So anything connected with that, I will be there. If you're not a member of that group, we will keep the picture of that cake and we will show you what it is next week. We will also put up all the links to the moulds and everything that we've done with it. So don't feel that you've missed out if you haven't seen it. We will be able to show you exactly what it is that we've done. We have one live a month on my own page, which is at Tracy Mann Cakes, which is the first Tuesday of every month. If you can't remember any of this, then go to the website tracyscakes.co.uk and you will find on there an events page, and if you go to the events page, sometimes I remember to update it and you'll find it on there, but probably the best way to go is to go onto the Facebook page for Let's Shop Cake Live or onto Tracy's Cakes, and you will see all the updates on there. We do have Instagram as well, which is at Tracy Mann Cakes, and you'll see lots of different things going on there as well. If you're a gold member, if you're one of my gold members, then you will see me doing all sorts of extra lives and bits and pieces with them. They've seen me delivering multiple wedding cakes and various things at high speed. So they do get extra lives as well. So if you are a gold member, then the group is well worth joining. You get really good value for money. You get extra lives. You get access to basically all my classes, and they're a lovely group. They're all supporting each other and they're all doing amazing creations, so it's a really nice place to go. Yes, we do sell Renshaw Red if anybody's asking for that. If you go to Let's Shop Cake Live, you'll find it on there. It should be on there if I press the right button on the computer this morning, but it should be there. We don't sell big ranges of all the colours of everything. We don't do that. In fact, we're not going to do that. What we're doing is we're showing you things to make, and we're selling you the things that you need to make what we've made, and that's what we're doing. So when you go to the website and you go on there and you're looking for a colour, you'll see Renshaw's red, but you won't see black and green and all these other colours as well. We're just selling you basically what we're making, and that's how we work on Let's Shop Cake Live. So this is the first time we've done a live stream onto YouTube, so if anybody is watching on YouTube, thank you very much for tuning in. We will be live streaming every week now on YouTube as well as on Facebook. So on Facebook, the Facebook group, you are able to comment and chat and ask questions, so you are welcome to do that. If you've missed the live, you can always go back and watch it. So if you want to watch it at a later date, later in the evening, whatever, you can go back and watch it as well. So once you've seen everything that we've done for you, you're very welcome to go across to our site, which is www.letsshopcakelive.co.uk, and have a little shopping spree. Now, we do only send out to the United Kingdom, so if anybody is outside of that area, you can make an inquiry, but we can't guarantee that we will send it out. We do have a lovely lady in Belgium who has lots of stuff off us, but if you do want to make a purchase from outside of the United Kingdom, then you will need to contact us and we will sort that out for you. As ever, if you place more than one order over the course of the weekend up to Monday at 10 o'clock when Kelly gets out of bed, we will refund your postage. So you've only got one lot of postage to pay. Okay, so you've got to pay postage, but if you've ordered 2 or 3 sets of things, then you will only have to pay one lot of postage. But that only applies to Let's Shop at the weekends. It doesn't apply at any other time, because some people often watch the lives and they get their orders and then they watch a bit more and go, oh, I would like that as well, and then they buy that later on. So that's kind of how it works along those lines there. So thank you very much to Nikki, who's been a star and helped me with all my links today. She is a good girl. Thank you so much for helping me, Nikki. I do appreciate it. So I'll be back Tuesday 6:30 on Make It, Bake It, Decorate It. I should be back here next week. In fact, I'm sure I will be back here next week at probably a slightly earlier time, but we will be back. All the updates go on the Facebook page. So normally I start posting about Thursday onwards with exactly what it is that's going on this weekend. So go back and check, turn on your notifications, keep an eye on what's going on, and you will be able to see exactly what time it is that Kelly and I are normally live. So I hope you have a lovely day. I must admit, I woke up this morning and I was expecting sunshine and blue skies and all that, and it was raining, and I thought, you know what, I'm quite glad I'm doing Let's Shop today, because certainly not going to be doing much else at the moment. And in the whole time that I've been here, I'm looking out the window, it's still looking a bit grey out there, so maybe the sun is going to come out at some point, but maybe it's keeping it for Jubilee too. That, in my eyes, is what's happening really. So have a fantastic weekend, everybody. If you have any further questions, you know where I am. Thanks very much for joining me, and I will see you all soon. Bye for now.